Gentlemen, 2023 is officially over. We're in 2024, and in this notebook here I have every single stat I could possibly write down, from my financial standpoint to what I spend my time on and how much I eat and drink. I've done this for the past few years now. I've done this for 2021 and 22, and it's finally time to do it for 2023 as well. So stick around and let's not waste any more time, and let's talk about my 2023 in numbers. The very first category we're going to look at is how much money I've spent on supplements. And supplements is overall protein powder and stuff like that, and also things like protein bars, protein shakes, and other types of protein type of products. And I've spent a grand total of $461.52. I think that's a hefty amount of money, especially compared to the other years, and I think that's because I've tried to take my dietary health and overall my diet slightly more seriously than I've done before. And I think that's taking a positive turn because I feel better than I've ever done, and I think my physique looks its best it has done so far. And I'm going to compare the 2023 numbers here with the previous years over here. The second category is how much money I've spent on food, and I'm going to count drinks and small snacks into this category as well. And I've spent a grand total of $3,463.48. For me, if you think about it, it's not a huge amount of money, especially if you compare it to last year as well, because I've only used about $200 to $300 more on food than I did last year. And when you consider I've tried to take my dietary health and my diet slightly more seriously, I think it's justified. Let me know how much you think or know that you spend on food. I'm very curious, because I think that $3,400 is quite a lot of money, but again, not really when you consider I'm trying to work out, eat a lot of protein, and overall eat slightly healthier each year. Ooh, the third category here is going to be how much money I've spent on energy drinks. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. It's something that I enjoy indulging in, and especially in my active lifestyle where I not only work a lot, but I also try to work out as much as I can. I like this criteria a lot, especially in my personal life, and I've spent $659.54. It's quite a lot of money, a significantly larger amount of money than last year. But again, I think it's not that bad when you consider my caffeine intake is not out of hand. It might be higher than an average person, but if you consider that I don't drink coffee mainly because I don't like it, I think that for me at least, this amount of money is justified. It is quite a lot of money, but for me it could have been a lot worse. And just for comparison, here's number for 2023 and the other years. The next category is something that I like to keep track of, especially because the Men's Improvement YouTube channel is very style and fashion oriented, and the category I'm talking about is money spent on clothing, jewelry, and accessories. And I've spent a grand total of $705.58. It's actually lower than last year, believe it or not, and I think that it's a decent amount of money. I like to see this amount compared to last year because I've tried to save a little bit of money on this criteria, especially because I thought in general that I have the amount and the types of clothing that I need. I don't need more. But now that I think about it and look at my closet and my clothing rack here, I would like to have slightly more of the same pieces. I'd like more of these quarter zip-ups that I have here, possibly some more t-shirts, and possibly some slightly more experimental types of clothing. Who knows? I need a pair of Chelsea boots though. But I think $705 is a good amount of money. Could have been even lower, but it could also have been a lot worse. And especially when you think about that I've spent less money on this criteria than I did in 2022, I think it's justified. And again, 2023 number here, the other years over here. This criteria here is going to be about how much money I've spent on electronics in 2023. I'm going to skip through this one very quickly. I've only spent $49.86. Not a lot of money because I have all the electronic devices that I need currently, so I didn't think it was necessary to splurge on this criteria a lot in 2023. Here's the number for 2023 and here for the other years I've counted. This criteria here is astronomical every single year, and it's kind of incredible, to be honest. This is about how much money I've spent on skincare, hair care, body care, fragrances, haircuts, and other bodily treatments. And I've spent an astronomical number of $2,944.77. That is a huge amount of money, especially if you're an ordinary other person. But I think it's actually decent because compared to last year, again in 2022, I've only spent around $4 more than I have in 2023. And if you think about it, I've gotten a lot of incredible fragrances. I've tested a lot of different products for you guys, and I think that I look even better than I did in 2022. So for me, it's a huge amount of money, but I still think in order for me to keep making the content that I do for you guys, I think the number is justified. And here's the number for 2023 and the number for the other years that I've counted this. Another criteria that I'm going to skip through very quickly is how much money I've spent on gaming, and that is a whopping $0. I've not spent any money on gaming this year because I want to game as little as possible, because I want to be as productive as I possibly can, work out, spend my time wisely, and also create a lot of content for you guys. I like to do it occasionally, but it's very rare nowadays that I hop on the PlayStation and spend some time just hanging around and playing some video games. And again, here's this year's $0 and the other years that I've counted this criteria. This criteria is a more personal one, and that is about how much money I've spent on doing something in 2023. And what I mean by that is if I go on a date with my girlfriend or I go out with some friends, generally something where I'm social with people. And I've spent $401.05. I've tried to spend a little bit more on this criteria because I want to be more social. I like to be around my close friends, family, and with my girlfriend, so therefore I want to spend a little bit more money on this criteria. I can't quite remember on the top of my head if I've spent more in 2023 than other years, but I will show you that on the screen right now. Here's the 2023 number and here's the 2022 and below numbers. This one is based on this very channel you're watching this video for, and that is how much money I've spent on business expenses and equipment, and I've spent $577.67. It's not as much as I would have liked to be, but I'm a control freak. I want my stuff to be edited as I want them to be, and in the start of 2023 I've spent a lot of money on editing videos, so not only myself can edit them, but I can have an editor, like in this video, edit some videos for me ahead of time. So at the start of the year I spent a good amount of money on the channel and on my entrepreneurial journey, but I then dialed down to not nearly spending anything at all. But I'm trying to save up as much money as I possibly can in order for me to reinvest it in this channel at some point and even start my own business one day. So here's the number for 2023 and here are the prior year numbers. This criteria is an annoying one, but it's an important one, and that is how much money I've spent on fuel, transport, and traveling in 2023. And I've spent a total of $876.06. It's an annoying chore to actually pay for transport sometimes, but at some point you need to go from A to B without being able to walk over there. So sometimes you gotta need to pay for traveling and to get somewhere, but that's life for you. Here's the number for this year, 2023, numbers for the prior years. Another quickly skippable criteria is how much money I've spent on alcohol, and it's a whopping $0. I have not spent a single dollar on alcohol yet again this year, and I'm very proud of that. Here's the number for this year, which is 0, and for the prior years as well. Slightly boring criteria up next is how much money I've spent on furniture, house articles, decoration, and more in 2023, and I've spent $274.69. As you get older, I can see that this criteria is going to be higher and higher for every now and then, because sometimes you gotta get new furniture for the house that you live in, and sometimes you just need new stuff in general. So $274 is not a huge amount of money, to be honest, and I'm glad that it wasn't higher. Here's the 2023 number, and here are the prior year numbers. In 2023, I unfortunately didn't invest a lot of money, and on the stock market, I've spent a whopping $0. I prioritized saving my money instead in 2023 and spending them on different things, but I can guarantee you that in 2024 I'm going to use a slight amount of money each month in order for me to invest them in some stocks, in some bonds perhaps, in some index funds, anything, because I want to become better at investing and do it more frequently. So unfortunately 2023 was $0, and here are the numbers for the prior years. Here in Denmark, we can actually get money back from the bottles and cans of drinks that you buy and pick up from somewhere. And in 2023, I've earned a total of $258.93 for free, just for recycling empty bottles from either my girlfriend and I, or just from people that instead of recycling them themselves, I took home and recycled for them in order for me to get some extra cash. And I think that $258 is a solid amount of money I earned for absolutely no extra work and actually doing the environment a solid. Here's the number for 2023 and for the prior years as well. The last financial criteria is going to be the most exciting one to hear about, and that is how much money I've actually earned from my salary, commissions, sponsors, affiliate links, and more in 2023. And that is $26,301.39. It's slightly less than 2022 as my memory tells me, but I still think it's a decent amount of money, to be honest. It's my first year where I really made a good amount of money from being a small content creator, from either UGC content and affiliate links and affiliate codes, which I think is a pretty nice thing to have gotten in terms of the size of my channel. So $26,000, not bad. The goal is of course to earn more and more for each year. But here is the number of 2023 and here is the number of the prior year I have counted. Now over to my personal numbers instead of my financial numbers. In 2023, I've walked an estimate of 3,079,218 steps. That is a good amount of steps, to be honest. 3 million steps in a year. You possibly walk even more than that. Some of you a little less, some of you way less, and that might be an indicator for you if you should up your activity level or not, in order for you to maybe lose some weight, be more active, and overall have a more healthier lifestyle. My goal for 2024 is going to be to beat this number by possibly a few hundreds of thousands of steps. But here is the number of 2023 and the prior numbers that I've counted. The next one here is how many calories I have consumed in 2023. And that is an astonishing number of almost a million and exactly 984,756 calories. When you look at it like that, in my opinion at least, that is a whole lot of food. But when you consider what I told you before, I'm trying to be slightly healthier, eat more protein, possibly gain some muscle mass. I think that under a million calories is fine. I don't really think that much of it, as long as I know deep down that a majority of these calories were meant to be from healthier, better options. I think that this amount of calories is decent. I think it's a lot more than perhaps 2022, but I can't quite remember. Here's the number for 2023 and here are the prior numbers of my calories from the prior years. From calories consumed to calories burned, I've burned an approximate of 223,279 calories. I wanted this number to be a little higher, not gonna lie, but I think it's still a decent amount of calories burned considering that a lot of other people burn way less calories. Only other thing I can say is that I want to burn even more in 2024. But here is the number of 2023 and here's the number of the prior years I've counted this category. A category that I'm not super proud of and I want to improve on massively in 2024 is how much water I've consumed. And I've only consumed 486.5 liters of water. That might sound like a lot, but I think in 2022 I consumed around 600 liters of water, which is a way better number of consumed water. And when you look at it on a daily basis, on average, it accumulates to 1.333 liters every single day, which is below recommended 2 liters of water every day. The only thing I can say to you guys is that I've not consumed enough water for my liking and I want to improve on this in 2024. Here's the number for 2023 and the prior numbers for the other prior years. And the very last category in my notebook here is how much time I've spent on the gym, exercise in general, running, stretching and being active in 2023. And I've spent a whopping 120 hours and 36 minutes. My goal of course is going to be even more active in 2024 and smash this number out of the park. Here is the number for 2023 and the prior years I've counted this category. Gentlemen, did you like my video about my year 2023 in review in numbers? Then leave it a like and comment down below what you think about this concept. I've done this for 3 years now and some criteria I've counted for 4 years now. I think it's quite an interesting fact and it's almost like you're looking at your life as a video game where you can look at prior stats and see where you can improve and where you can slightly back off a little bit. And if you want to watch more of my content, gentlemen, then don't forget to subscribe to the Men's Improvement YouTube channel for more videos about fragrances, grooming style, fashion, skincare, fitness, watches, lifestyle, finances, everything that will make you, gentlemen, the best possible versions of yourselves. The last few things I want to ask you, gentlemen, is to smile more because it's free and I want you to watch these 2 videos right here. This one here below is going to be my latest upload, whereas this one up here is going to be a video that the YouTube algorithm thinks you will enjoy.